Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2023. I do really hope that you went ahead and rang it in the way that was so supportive to yourself. For us, we had total intention of actually going to sleep prior hand, but our neighbors had other choices, so we joined in the festivities and ended up bringing it in with some wonderful sparkling apple cider. So I hope you guys are really enjoying this beautiful day here in Santa Barbara. It was really wonderful. We've been having rain for the past couple days, so we literally washed out the old year, and today is bright and sunny and brought in the new year with some beautiful bright sun rays. So today I'd like to come to you and kind of give you the energetic outlook for 2023. So today I went ahead and channeled up some really great information about this year and about our evolution and this ascension that we're all moving through. So I'd really like to share that with you today. And also I'd like to say, I'm sorry for being so absent lately. I've been going through it probably similar to some of you. My body's really been challenged with transmutating the lower vibrations, and I've been in a lot of pain. I got in a car accident. I was rear-ended a while back, and that injury was still with me, but I think I'm finally at the tail end of it. I've had some pretty good days where I've not had any pain, so apologize, but as we all know, when we're not feeling so great, last thing we want to do is try to show up with a fake smile on our face, and I don't agree with that. It's not the way I work. I want to be as authentic as possible with you guys. So thirdly, I want to go and mention thank you very much for everybody who follows me and who reads my post. A lot of things, yes, I do reshare from previous years, strictly because there's a whole new audience that has just found me in the past year and they have not read those particular posts. And I've always get an indication from Spirit that post needs to go out. Someone needs to hear it. Someone needs to read it. But for those veterans that have been with me for a couple of years, thank you very much for standing by and giving still those thumbs up when you've seen those repeats from previous years. I really appreciate your support as well. So with that, let's jump right into what I actually channeled this morning when it came to 2023. Now, I wrote it down, so I am going to be looking at my notes and going back and forth. It's just, I basically get myself in a trance and I just channel through basically what's being spoken to me. So I will try my best to keep my eye on the camera, but the same note, give you this information. So 2023, wow, that year went by so freaking fast, didn't it? At least it did for me. We had so many changes, shifts, sharp turns, extremes highs, and painful lows. It's a year in which one was learning more about your actual potential, right? By allowing in a small stream of your internal self, the truth of who you really are, you were welcoming more and more energy in from the universe, from our eternal self, and learning how to see the world through different eyes. And that was just crisping. That's what we did last year. We're just starting to scratch the surface to learn so many new things, to allow so many new things in for this year. So it's always a continuation. But all the while last year, our bodies on a physical level was constantly shifting, constantly shaking off that RNA strand. So RNA strand is what the pharmaceuticals have led us all to believe are viruses, but nevertheless, those RNA strands get shaken off because our bodies are full of toxins. We've basically been bombarded with so many chemicals that have literally created a toxic environment for our body that keeps us in lower vibration. So the body shakes off those RNA and shakes off those lower vibrations, and boy, that does not feel very good at all. But lack of better words is what we're doing is we're transmitting all those lower vibrations into higher vibrations. And sometimes that left us very physically unbearable. I know there's so many days it's just like, oh my gosh, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm using light activation patches. You heard me right. So it's patches that literally reflect a specific light wave back into the body, activating the body to do different things. And it stopped my pain. It really helped decrease inflammation and whatnot. But the bliss that was on the other side was basically incomparable. Just moments of like, feeling the Holy Spirit completely descend upon my being and really seeing and feeling it. That was so yummy to me. And I hope you were able and had just at least a few moments of that during last year. But that also gave us an indication that we were on the right track when we felt that joy, when we felt that alignment as such. So anyways, but 2023 though holds many golden eggs, way more than last year. Last year was more like, we're just cleaning out the grudge and the sludge and the grime, or we're being aware of it. We're able to see it. And we're like, wow, I don't really want to eat so much sugar. I don't really want to eat so much wheat or grains. I want to eat more live food, or I realize I don't want to be around that toxic person. And you might not have turned away from any of those yet, but this year is the year that you will be turning away from those things. And you will be able to see things, you'll be able to discern the truth, your truth, what's right for you. So much change is going to occur this year. And while we are trained and programmed to look to the outside of ourselves to see evidence of that change, you are beginning to realize the truth that the change first occurs within your own being. When we go ahead and focus and create that change within ourselves, that change literally echoes out and completely transmutates our external environment. In truth, the external environment is not external. It is literally internal inside our soul's, our collective soul space. We all create everything here that's around us. And we have the power through that of God working through us to change and to create anything. But nevertheless, this year we're going to continue to shake off low vibrations, making room for high vibrations that to lodge into your body, which means bringing in new knowledge, new awareness, and a stronger alignment with the divine. We will learn how to separate ourselves from the engulfment of the external world and the events that seem to play out before us. So that means we're going to be kind of like separating ourselves from the external environment and stop emotionally reacting to it as much. We're going to more feel this is more important to take care of. We've been in this emotional roller coaster of middle school drama that's been playing out in front of us, and I mean it in the way of the way we're reacting to, the way it's eliciting, the way it's igniting us. That's a better way of putting it. And we're going to learn that's going to start changing, and that's going to start diffusing. So we're realizing what is really important. I was just listening to another channel this morning, and he said, when we're all on our deathbed, do we think about the world and how the world state is and the things that are happening in the world and what's going on in the news? No, we don't, because it's not really important. We think about the people that we love, the experiences that we cherish, and all the beauty that this world has to offer. And that's so true. And those are the things that we're going to be coming back to and becoming more, working more within this particular year. We will continue. I'm trying to do this so that you guys can go ahead. I'm still looking at you without being so rude here and looking up at my paper. Hang on. We will continue to reclaim our sovereign right as a sovereign being, reclaiming our own body. I am my body. So I'm going to give you 3 mantras for this year. And the first one is, I am my body. I am my body. I reclaim and claim the sovereign right to every aspect of every cell of my body. And that is a part of waking you up to your being, waking up to your health, realizing that certain thoughts, certain foods, certain people, certain energies, Wi-Fi, you name it, whatever you become aware of, you're going to start transmutating. You realize, I need to do something better. I need to honor this house of God much better than I have been. And so those things are definitely going to change. Let's see. So the first mantra is, I am my body. So we can reclaim our sovereign right. Through the past years, we have given our power away. It's time to take it back, to stand in our own vibration versus what others deem for us to feel, to think, or to experience. And it takes discernment. Discernment comes about when we get in alignment with our eternal self. Where we hear God speaking to us as to what is our personal truth. It may not be or align with everybody else's truth. And that is the beauty, guys. As you continue to empower yourself over the year, your ego will begin to lose its emphasis. It will it will no longer need attention or the desire for popularity. Your soul, your spirit will start to stand in the limelight of your own self. Shadowing the ego as it slowly fades away, you will find yourself really starting to stand in your authenticity of who you truly are, of who your soul truly came here to be. You got to remember that the us that is here, that we've been, expressing, showing others, most of that is so many veils, so many layers of programs and agreements that we have taken from other people, that we've taken from our parents, we have taken from our friends, or everyone that's around us, and agreed to be this person. And now we're trying to shed off those layers. So therefore I'm not that person to constantly lay down and let people walk over me, for instance. Or I'm not that person that's constantly going to say yes and be thoroughly exhausted and constantly expel my energy. That's what my mother wanted me to be. That is not who I am, though, right? So we're going to be starting to look at that and start to really shed those layers of programming that are truly not ourselves. And at the same note, as we shed that off, we're going to start seeing and feeling who we truly are and really start to honor that. As the energy of God, let me go and get this all situated again. As the energy of God envelops your being, you will find yourself truly taking responsibility for your decisions, your choices, your actions, your world, and how you actually affect the world and others. That is a huge step. Learning to take responsibility versus pointing the finger at somebody else. Well, I'm this way because of that. Or I feel this way, or I have this trait because my mother, or because my sister, or my neighbor, or. No, take responsibility. Taking responsibility is pulling your energy and your power back. If you're blaming, a friend or a brother or a stranger for how you're feeling about yourself, you're giving them your power in that very moment. All the time, anytime you're thinking about it. It's time to pull back your power and re-empower yourself by taking responsibility. I acknowledge that, they said something, but it was a trigger that I have in my body, and I need to clear that trigger out. And if I didn't have that trigger, then that wouldn't have been said. So I'm going to take responsibility. I've got to own that feeling and then love it completely. That's called the Amagape process. And I know I've been promising you guys for over a year to do a class, but I'm really feeling like this is the year to do it. I kept wanting to move forward, but then Spirit goes no, and then I move forward, and then Spirit goes no. So hopefully this is the year to go ahead and share and teach you the Amagape process, where you can literally once and for all remove those lower vibrational energetic triggers. Anyways, this is This is also the year, which is a time to remember and to know that you are choice. So this is coming into the second mantra for the year. The programming, the smoke and mirrors that we've all been programmed to believe, and sometimes that we don't have a choice, and that we are at the whim of our external world. And this is simply not true. All the power comes from within you, from within each and every one of us, to create the world that which we call reality. I am choice. So I am choice comes from a psychological standpoint of choice, no choice. And when we are children, right? So a lot of who we think we are comes from the building, the creating of us when we were kids from 0 to 15 years of age. It's when our subconscious was programmed, and when we basically lodged a lot of energy in our cellular body, and it's still vibrating like crazy. But nevertheless, because we were under the care and the need for someone to take care of us as children, we have a no choice aspect. You have to go do this. Or, I'm crying because my dolly, just fell in the mud, and a parent would say, stop crying, I'll give you something to cry about. You don't even have the opportunity to express yourself of how you're feeling, right? That's called no choice. But the thing is ultimately we do have the choice. And so we're just basically coming through the back door and wiping out that program of no choice and saying, I am choice. I am choice. I have the power. I have the power to create my world. I have the power to react the way I choose to react. I have the power to choose the things I want to choose for my life and my experience. I am choice. So that's the second mantra for the year. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. It is easy to lose sight of what you desire to experience and to create within your own life. And while moving through so much, it is pertinent that you take the quiet time to find the peace within, guys, to find and consistently connect with you, the true you of who you are. This physical body is simply a shell that which your spiritual essence is coming through to experience this world, but not only to experience, but to come here to really create and change this world. That's what Ascension is all about. To find and consistently connect with yourself and to continually keep in focus what you would like to create for you and your life. The third mantra, I create. I create. We have a superpower, and you've heard me talk about this many a time in the past. And our superpower is our focus. And the lower vibrational beings on this planet know that we have the true power on this planet. In the way of God is funneling God's energy into this being. And we have so much more light than the lower vibrational beings that when we focus on something, God's energy comes through and brings it into creation, brings it into fruition. And with that, we have the power to create this world, guys. We've created the world that's currently out there due to the fears and the programs and the triggers that have been distributed to us within the media and the news. And if we don't listen, if we just simply shut it off and we think about a better life, a better way, how I love myself, how I love my neighbor, how I want to be there for them, etc., we will actually create a new life. So the third mantra is I create, taking your power back from the powers that be that are out there, making you believe that no, they create your world and they tell you how things going down, and it's not true. I create. Okay, I'm going to bend down because I lost my paper. Okay. All right. Just got a few more here that was basically channeled this morning. Okay. Sorry about shaking the light ring, guys. So this year, as we move through and above, this year, as we move through the above evolution, what I've already spoken about, we find ourselves being able to observe, witness, and our external environment better without allowing it to sway our own truth that we know from within. So some of us have invested our energy into what we've been told is the truth. And in essence, we're investing our energy into that source versus keeping the energy with our source. And some of those truths are going to be proven that they're not true. And it might rock a lot of your guys' worlds. And just remember, the reason it's rocking my world, take responsibility, is because I chose to believe somebody else telling me what my truth was. I did that. Okay, it's time for me to empower myself and own that. Okay, I did that. I made that decision, and it was not a matter of right or wrong. It's just a matter I made that decision to follow that and to believe that and have somebody else tell me how to feel, think, or be. And okay, so it wasn't the right path. Let me back up. It's not the right path for me now. It might have been the right path for me then, but it's not the right path for me now. So I'm just going to love myself for the fact that I did go ahead and absorb and agree to that truth. But now I'm going to go within and connect to my creator, my God, and I'm going to go and find my personal truth. So that's basically kind of like what that's all about. This year is going back. This is a year of reclaiming ourselves, our power, and connecting and our connections to one another, to drop and to break down the segregational walls, allowing love to once again enter and entwine between hearts, connecting with one another, collaborating and supporting each other, truly lifting each other up to thrive. This is the year of connections with spirit, connections with our eternal self, connection with our true purpose, connections with our heart, connections with people, connections with things that we know are going to be long-term proper not only for ourselves, but for the environment, for the planet, for everything. It's all in harmony, connections with harmony. This is going to be a wonderful year. So a lot of things are definitely going to be changing. This year, if you hadn't done so last year, what doesn't fit you will be removed. What personalities don't jive will be excused from your life. If your occupation does not support the way your desires and your dreams are, you will find basically what does truly support you. This is a year of change within the light of God. A year from now, we're going to look back and we're not even going to recognize the world we are currently living in. But the change starts with you. Each and every one of us, we all have a play within this world and this evolutionary ascension process. So is this going to be easy? I'm sure a lot of you are going to say, is it good? I mean, a lot of people went through last year and it was hell and it hurt and had a lot of down space and had a lot of, family members that passed on, and God bless you to your heart. But through this ascension process, we've been told a long time ago that not everybody is going to go through this ascension process. They came here to experience and then to graduate back to their eternal self. So know that, yes, we're going to go through trials and tribulations. But remember, you grow through being uncomfortable. You grow through being pressured. A diamond doesn't become a diamond until it's under so much pressure that it creates this shiny, bright, beautiful diamond. So the same thing is going on with us. We're being pressured. We're being squeezed so that we let go of those lower vibrations. So we let go of those programs that we agreed to believe. So for those of you that, we're still going to be doing the first layer, which is removing those emotional charges. And that I'm Agape process really works. If you want to learn it, give me a comment below or personally connect with me, and we can schedule you up a time so you can actually learn that. And it's really better actually one-on-one, because I can psychically and intuitively go into your being and see where your blocks are. Number 2, the second layer is core programs. Core programs are going to be cleared out. And those are like programs that are personal to you, that makes you up to who you are. Like for instance, I'm an empath and I seem to surround myself with a whole bunch of narcissists. And to me, it was just like a normal, common way of doing things until I realized the program with my friend. And if you don't want to work with me, I've got a whole bunch of friends that actually do similar work. But anyways, and she basically acknowledged you've got a program of work that's part of your being. You're defined as narcissists. You're to give to them. You're to be there for them. And you're to let them walk all over you and make you feel like crap. And then they walk away and you're like, oh, thank goodness they left my life. But you keep attracting them. And that was a core program of me being me, because that came in and I agreed to that program when I was a really small child. And it just became just like shoes that you walk in and you just never got out of. And you just need to find those shoes so you can get rid of them, get a brand new pair. So those are the core programs. The third program are common base, huge programs of this physical third dimensional realm. And that is part of the 3 mantras that I gave you. This is my body. I am choice. I create. And that is literally addressing what you would consider your physical body, the energy surrounding the body, and your eternal self that is all of the above that I already mentioned. So I hope that was helpful. Hope you guys liked it. Let me know down below in the comment section if you how you ring in the new year. What are your goals? What are some things? What are some dreams? I don't like resolutions. I put up a post earlier. Don't believe in resolutions to create resolve. And that's great to create some resolve of last year, but that's not allowing your imagination to expand and saying, what do I really want? What do I really want? And allowing yourself to really absorb the inspiration from your greater part of yourself, God, and go, wow, I really want to do this. And I really want to see that. I really want to go here. I just really want to do whatever. Allow and challenge yourself daily. What do I want? What do I want? We've been so suppressed, so under oppression, that it has really suppressed our imagination and our connection with the divine. And when we're not connected, we're not inspired. And when we're not inspired, and when we're not inspired, we have a difficulty to go, I don't know what I want. I'm just so used to surviving, right? that to strive and to thrive is such a new thought, right? So if that is where you're at, then literally just focus in your meditation of spirit. I just want to learn how, I want to be opened up to be inspired, to dream, to use my imagination of what it is I would like to receive. What is it I would love to experience? And slowly these things will come to you. Okay. So anyways, let me know if you do have certain goals that you like, if you'd like to learn the Ambagape process, or what did you do for the New Year's? Anyways, I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic year. And I will always be here to share with you what I've been inspired to share from the divine. All right. Many blessings to you all. Bye-bye.